Hi guys, this is CK at CK Education, and today I have yet another story to share with you. Today I want to share with you the story of a student named Shannon, and very interesting. She did really well on her test, and sometimes students surprise me. I have unexpected, kids whom in the first class, I may not have expected to do that well. They end up killing it, and they just, but sort of the commonality that I see and what I tell all my students is that the key to success in SAT prep is mastery, and it is mastering the right things. It's very possible to spend all your time and energy mastering the wrong things. It's very possible to do that, right? Like if you're trying to go somewhere, let's say you're trying to go somewhere outside of your house. And so you decide, I want to go somewhere. So I'm going to get on a treadmill. I'm going to go in the basement. I'm going to get on a treadmill. And for 30 minutes, you're running and you're sweating and your muscles hurt. And 30 minutes later, you get off of the treadmill and you look around, you're like, I'm still in my basement. I haven't gotten anywhere. But I spent a lot of energy, a lot of time. My muscles are aching. And in the same way, it is very possible to do a lot of things and achieve very little, okay? Activity doesn't equal achievement. So it's very possible that you're doing a lot of prep books and a lot of practice problems, and you're doing those, and you're going to the websites and doing all these things, and you've done hundreds and hundreds of problems, and then you take the test, you're like, man, my score went up 20 points or 40 points. You don't know how many times I've heard those kinds of stories. And that's one of the big reasons why I tell kids, and I say, look, stay away from the prep books. If you're going to do the prep book and if you're going to do all that kind of stuff and you're going to do that, you're just going to spend a lot of time and not get very far, okay? So you might say, well, I know someone who studied from a prep book and they did very well. There are always exceptions to everything. They may have been studying 3 hours every day from every prep book available. And when you put in that kind of time, if you put in 3 hours every day, I think no matter what you do, you probably get ahead. But I'm talking just in general. When you're when you're just looking at efficiency, how much you're studying based on the amount of effect or impact that you get, the results that you get based on that, studying from prep books and just going over problems really gets you nowhere. And so when students come to me, it's a very customized curriculum that I have. It's not based on some prep book, and it's not, we don't just do endless problems. So the same thing with Shannon here. We started out, and for her starting point was in reading and writing, started out at 640. In math, she started out at 580. So for a total starting score of 1220. So in the reading and writing, she ended up getting a 760, 120 point increase. And then in math, she ended up getting a 760 as well, 180 point increase there. For a total score of 1520, she ended up getting 1520 on a real test. And so she increased her score by 300 points. Now, for her, she was actually stronger in the reading and writing. Even though she was very strong in both, she ended up getting 760 in both sections. Math was a little bit more intimidating for her. So we started with math with her. But it was funny, I vividly remember she was sitting there and she was going over a writing exercise that I gave her. And she was going over it and she kind of smiled. And I looked over, I said, Shannon, why are you smiling? Did you read something funny there? And she says, no, I just think these problems are so cute. I said, cute? What? Why are you saying the SAT problems are cute? I've never heard that before. She says, no, because I can totally see now all the tricks they're trying to play. All these little tricks, it's almost like this little kid trying to play a trick on me, but I can see the trick before they play it, and I can totally see through it. And she was saying that she could see them now, and she couldn't see them before. And so I said, that's such a great point. I said, Shannon, that is what we call mastery. Because you have mastered the grammar rules, because you have mastered the math rules, you have mastered the things that I've taught you, you're seeing it in a completely different light now. You're seeing these problems in a way that you haven't seen them before. You're able to analyze them. You know what's right and wrong now. You know how to tell. And then, so she just got to that point. And so really with Shannon, when I think of her, Mastery is a key. Mastery is very different than just knowing something. It's not just, oh, I got it, I get it. You know, like when you go to class and your teacher explains something and you say to yourself like, oh, I get it. Okay, but that doesn't mean you know it. You know, it's just like you've never skied before, but you watch some YouTube videos on skiing and you're like, oh, I get it. Okay, I see how it works. But you still can't ski. Like you have to actually get on the ski and learn from someone who knows how to ski in order to, you know, or practice a lot by yourself. Either way, but you got to actually get on the skis, on the slopes, in the snow to know how to ski. In the same way, just getting something is not the same as mastering something. Mastery means that you don't need notes, you don't need teachers, you don't need anything, any assistance. You know how to do it because it's now part of you. It's second nature to you. That's mastery. And that's exactly what Shannon did. So even though she started out at 1220, she ended up at 1520, a 300-point increase. She did awesome. She did really well. Went off to college doing very, very well. So very, very proud of her. She was just a wonderful kid, wonderful student. But I wanted to share that story because mastery, and it's not just mastery, remember, it's mastery in the right things. You have to learn the right things that will get you the right results. And if you master those things, you will get huge results. You'll get really great results, okay? So that's the key, and that's exactly what Shannon did. So anyway, want to share that story. Again, if you're interested in becoming one of my students, best thing is go to my website, ckeducation.org, and fill out the SAT Prep application form. In the application form, you'll see at the very bottom, there's a comments section, and that section is for you to put in, write about why you think you would be a great fit as one of my students. I promise to read all of them. I will get back to you personally, and I hope you stay well. And until my next video, I'll see you later.